My name is Wanda Vincent.
And my name is Joseph Vincent.
And we are
Seen Your Art.
And tonight I'm just finishing up this winter scene. I did the painting and I'm just filling in with some snow with this Uni Posca pen. And Joe's working on this picture in a little Hannah Muller sketchbook.
Yeah, these little sketchbooks are really cool. They're really nice, really handy.
And this paper that I'm working on is Fabriano, however you say that, Artistico Fabriano, 100% cotton, cold press paper. And to date, I picked up one of these art creation sketchbooks, Talon's Art Creation. They're a cheap sketchbook, and I've been hearing about them like a lot for the last couple of years. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to just give it a try. You can get them at Staples. I think you probably could get them at Michael's too, maybe. I'm not sure. But I just sat in the car while Joe was in the store, and I just did a quick sketch with just a regular pen. And I like how smooth the paper is. And apparently you can paint with watercolor on this paper, and it can take a lot of abuse, even though it's like not a real thick paper. So I will use it and I will let you know how it goes. This is the first one I've ever had of this kind of paper. And then also, I've been working in this Khadi paper sketchbook. We made this sketchbook out of, we had ordered Khadi paper and we just made this. We sewed it, however, I don't know what kind of stitching that is, and put it together. You just make...
It takes a bit of practice to sew
what are these called?
the papers
Signatures.
together, the signatures together. It takes some work, some understanding, but once you get it, you can get it pretty good. It's quite an art. Mm-hmm. Quite an art.
Yeah, these little, every section is called a signature. And so this is just my play sketchbook, messy play sketchbook. I was working with my Caran d'Ache Neocolor pastels. And then this was just a painting I did, wrote out some ideas because I might want to do words on a card next. We'll see how that goes. And that was just a mess. I was playing around with gouache and watercolor. It was just playing, just to relax and just throw paint down. Yeah, and so that's what you can do with sketchbooks. You can just play, make a mess, and normally you don't show people, but you can show people and encourage them that, hey, look, I made a mess. You can too. Anyway, so Khadi paper is really good, cheap watercolor, 100% watercolor paper. And it says here...
From India.
Yeah. It's saying 100%. I think it's recyclable. I just cut the cover.
Yeah, it said recyclable,
yeah.
Yes.
And it's 100% cotton rag paper. So it's actually not bad. It can take a lot of, like this was a lot of paint that went on this page and it didn't show through onto this side. So I'm impressed. I wasn't sure how that would work. Yeah, so you can, I ordered this paper through Jackson's online.
In England.
Yeah, they're from England, but it's not expensive paper, and the shipping, it's not expensive. So it might be worth trying if you want to try 100% cotton watercolor paper. It's not as good of paper as the Fabriano, but if it's for a sketchbook, it's totally fine. It works really nice. Okay, so this is another sketchbook. I got this online through an Etsy shop. She takes old books and makes them into sketchbooks. So I got this way back in April. And this is, so far I've just done Beatrix Potter paintings in here. And this is Fabriano watercolor, 100% cotton paper. And that's as far as I got in that one. But she takes the books, she takes them apart, and then she does put in a few pages from the old books. I colored that one too, because why not? And then another sketchbook. I found this one at Value Village, and it was like the back cover's gone, but it's like, hey, it's a sketchbook. It's an A4 size. It was made in the UK, which is cool in my opinion. So this is another one of my messy sketchbooks, my play ones. And I was following a Sandy Hester video on drawing faces. She has a really good simplified technique of drawing faces, just of the measuring and stuff. I mean, it's not for like super precision stuff, but it worked well. So I followed her video on that, and then I did my own faces there. This was done with Derwent ink pencils. And then I did some more Derwent ink pencil stuff. And then this is when I got the Caran d'Ache pastel crayons. And so this is really, you know, kind of ugly stuff, but it was just plain. And who doesn't like stuff that's like a crayon, you know? I was following along with the Sandy Hester one and this one too. So it's kind of crazy looking. And this picture was from a cloth. It was inspired by fabric art by Beatrix Lind. Her fabric art is amazing. And then here, this is one with the Caran d'Ache Neocolor crayons as well. There's watercolor soluble ones and some that are not soluble. And I was just playing around with them. And then on this side, I was practicing for the nativity scene that I wanted to do. It was just ideas that I started drawing out for the nativity scene. I tried to do a donkey, but yeah, that definitely did not work. Donkeys look like that when I draw them, so that was a no-go. And then I did some angel's wings. I thought about adding in an angel, but that didn't happen because, yeah. Anyway, and then this was with the Derwent Caran d'Ache and Derwent ink tints pencils and Caran d'Ache Neocolors. This was just a still life of squash that we had with a scale on our counter, but our walls are not that color. Anyway, and that's it so far in that one. And then this, excuse me, is a sketchbook that Joe gave me for Christmas last year. He made it, and he did this picture. And I called the sketchbook Even There. So it's like this is more like a journal, so writing and painting in it. So, and this is the verse that inspired me. Even there your hand shall lead me and your right hand shall hold me. Psalm 139:10. And so this one is just memories of childhood in Saskatchewan. And that one as well. And this was my first time ever trying to do stars, trying to do the Milky Way and stuff. So that was with watercolor and gouache, I believe. I think that's all. And there was like a little sparkly kind of watercolor as well. And it's How Great Thou Art. And then this was the one I did of my sister's coffin. It was when I was just, well, this explains it. I was praying and just listening to worship music and that, it explains it. Sorry, I can't talk about it because I can't get my words out at the moment. Anyway, and then this is my, this verse kept running through my head one day, and So I decided to do this. I watched a video, I can't remember who it was that did a watercolor. She did watercolor waves, and I wish I could remember her name, because her waves were just amazing. Like, she does a really amazing work. And so I was really inspired by her art. And then I did that. I added bits of the verses from an old book in there. And then that was a lament. I was thinking of somebody who was going through a really, really rough time, and just painting out her feelings, and how, when you're going through a rough time, at times hope feels like it's really distant, even though it isn't, because God is always near, but sometimes it feels really distant. And then this is a painting I did a while ago. Back in June. This is called New Beginnings, and it was inspired by some stuff that the Lord was doing. And so I painted it on a regular, I painted it, and then I really didn't like the background, so I ripped this off the other paper, and then I thought, hey, I can still use this. So then I glued it onto this other piece of paper, and I just painted the rest of it on there. And yeah, I liked how that turned out. And then this is the nativity scene that came out of the ideas I had in the other sketchbook. And that is as far as I got in this sketchbook. So I've got a lot of them going on, and I got another couple of them, I think. But that's it. That's all I'm going to show for now. Anyway, I hope you have a great day or a great night.
Take care.
God bless you.
God bless.
Bye.
Bye.